Here's Guppy back from Boss Wizard Crypto. Today we're going to count one of my favorite coins, Cardano. Let's go. I'll start off by saying that all opinions expressed in this video are that of my own and only my own and do not constitute financial advice in any way. So let's get down to it. Cardano. This is one of my favorites. I'm going to tell you why it's one of my favorites at the conclusion of this analysis. But we're dealing with the genesis of a coin here, right? Back to 2018. We're missing price data, okay? The coin just didn't start at 7 cents or something. At some point it started near zero, okay? Maybe it was on some pancake swap or some kind of DeFi network, I don't know. But regardless, there's missing price data, so we had to make some assumptions to start. All right, and I'm just going to label this a cycle degree 1 up here, okay? We're going to make that assumption, and we're going to let future price action well down the line tell us that that's wrong, but for now, it looks great, okay? Because one of the rules of Elliott wave is that 5 waves can only be the beginning of something, or it can be the end of something, but it can never be the middle of something, okay? And what we have here off of this low, which I've labeled a cycle wave 2, okay, is a very clear and concise impulsive 5-wave structure, okay? Again, 5 waves can never be the middle of something, so it cannot be a B wave, okay? It can't be. That is not a possible thing to happen. But it is very nice impulse. And also, you can tell, okay, that we've already entered, just from the very beginning, entered the what we assume to be the price territory of the previous wave 1, right? Which is okay as long as it's not a 4, which I don't believe it is. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. Anyway, Elliott says that you should expect and begin your process of counting with the expectation that you're getting an extension in an impulse. That should be what you expect to happen. And you'll be rewarded more times than not if you do that. So instead of automatically off the rip just assuming you're getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, your assumption should be off the rip 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So here's where we stand. Very nice clear impulse off the low. And then that brings us to this correction, which I believe is a wave 2. Okay. This is real hard to count here. I'm not going to lie. All right, and that's why I want to bring your picture to the macro perspective here. Now, no matter how nasty this is, okay, in the end, whether there's 100 zigzags in here or whatever it ends up being in the end of this corrective chop, you're going to see 3 distinctive waves. And what I can tell from this right now, this is going to be your best representation, okay, that this is all related to each other, okay, and then you have a counter trend, and that whatever's happening now is all related to each other, okay, for a clear 3-wave move in the end, all right, and that's really what we're after, all right, from this macro scale. I'm not going to get down to the hourly and try to count like every little tiny fluctuation in price. I am looking for the big macro time to buy, right? So this is the best I can make of it, is that we have a relationship here, a relationship, a counter trend here, and then something new. All right, and we'll probably make a new low with this. Okay. This very much looks like, now could it be done? All right. Could it be done? Let's answer this. Let's ask us that question first, right here. Boom. Right there. Could it be done? It could be. Yes. Okay. Because we have 5 swings here. Whoops. Off of this low. Okay. And you could easily move this right here. Right. Boom. So you have 5 swings here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Which would only be a diagonal. That would be the only way you'd be able to legally count that as is in a diagonal. Okay. You could also make the argument, well, you know what? You can't count it as diagonal now that I look at it. I take everything I said back. Take it all back. No, that has to be a 3-wave move. Because I just realized that we did not break the high here. Okay, and it is a rule in Elliott wave that you have to break the high. We actually talked about this in my Discord the other day. Links down in the description, by the way, if you want to learn more about Elliott wave and how to apply it to your own trading strategy. Try my Discord out. It's $25 a month. The first month's absolutely free, first of all, so you can try it before you buy it. Okay, and there's ways to stay in the group for free forever if you wanted to, if you're a good salesman. So regardless, we talked about this in our Discord this week. Not this particular one. We talked about diagonals in general, and that the 5th wave has to clear the 3. It's a rule. So anyway, yeah, this can't be then. So this has to be a 3-wave move. So we're zooming in now on this very last wave. So then this is something, and then this is something new. Now, did it end right here? Right? I don't like that because it's called a truncation, right? So a 3-wave move here, boom, 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 right? Did it end here? It's possible, right? It is possible. I would put it in the category of unlikely. Okay, I think the most likely thing that's going to happen here is that this asset is going to break this low. It doesn't have to break it a lot. Okay, that this right here is some type of counter trend to this here, right? And you're going to get another 3. It's been giving us 3s the whole way down. Why would we think it's going to be any different now, right? So you have a 3-wave counter trend here. 3 ways to start something new. Okay, and then 3 waves is a counter trend to the something new, and then 3 ways to finish it. It seems the most likely course of action because you're getting all of these 100 combinations all the way down for bigger combinations in this asset. Okay. It doesn't have to be an incredibly low or low. Okay, you can keep that in mind. But my minimum expectation, if we flip into linear real quick here, my minimum expectation to make a lower low would be a 61.8 extension. Okay, so it's not necessarily a target, it's an expectation of where you should go. So if we measure that, so you're saying you need a partner for this, right? This is something, you have a counter trend, and now you need a partner for this leg, okay? And we've started that partner is what it appears like to me, and that partner at a minimum should get to here, which is, what is that, 15 cents, 16 cents, okay, which is incredibly deep, to be honest with you. I've seen weirder things, but, so that's one take on it. All right, that is one take on it. Let's see if we can find something better. get rid of this. Okay. Now the 61.8 is not a rule. Okay, that extension down here at 16 cents or whatever is not a rule. It's just an expectation is all. Okay. Let's see, how else can we look at this? We can say, we can measure this one here, right? And we can come in. And what's our minimum expectation? Well, we're going negative. Obviously, we're not going to go negative, right? And this is in linear format, by the way. Well, and we can measure that same thing in log, to be honest with you. Let's do that. See if it makes more sense for us. Okay. And I'm going to pop this over here. So let's measure it in log and see if it makes more sense. Boom, boom. Okay, that does make a lot more sense, actually. Okay. And actually, I measured this in linear too. Or I'm sorry, in log format. Okay. So this makes a lot more sense for us for an expectation of a partner leg for this one. Right? And this is how you work through this progression. Things have to make sense. Right? There's always a question of when do I use linear and when do I use log? Right? Well, does it make sense? Right? Does 16 cents make sense in this scenario? Well, it might to you. It doesn't to me. That seems incredibly too deep. That's well past 90% of a retracement, right? So if we go into linear right now, whoops, and we measure off of this low here. I'm just going to get close to it, okay? I'm not going to okay, just got distracted there a second. This low here, that's what I was looking at. So we were going to look at a retracement, right? So I'm just going to get close. It doesn't have to be exact. This is just for demonstration, but I'm coming to the low of this 2 here, right? And coming up to the top. And this has to be done in linear to see what the percentage of your retracement, okay? A retracement itself doesn't have to be linear, okay? It can be log. But just to see how far you've come down percentage, it would be the same as this, right? You can take a measurement from the top to the bottom, and you're going to get what we've already come down 87%, right? And what is essentially 15 cents get us, right? 95%. Does that really make too much sense? To me it doesn't, but hey, it's possible. This relationship looks better in log, okay? Whoop, that should be up here, okay? One of my personal uses of Fibonacci is for combination patterns to be a 50-200 relationship, okay? So either way, it could be starting 200 and then 50 or going 50 and then 200, right? So that's where this relationship comes in, okay? Right here, and we'll pop that back into log so we can look at what I just measured. Okay, so in log, you can see where I have this W, okay, is 200%, okay, which means that this move, okay, is 50% of the wave, and this move is 200% of the wave, and I call that as pretty close as you can get to a golden ratio, okay? And you feel free to go Google what a golden ratio is right here, but if we stick this, okay, in the middle, right, this is half of the whole, right? Which means you have another one of these sticks, right? So you have 3 sticks to make a whole, and you're splitting it evenly, right? But the waves, so this wave and this wave are splitting the whole wave evenly, right? It's actually it's closer to 52% or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but regardless, that's what I use. 200%. These combination patterns love to go to 200%. okay, extensions, or they start with a 200% extension. So you'd measure it backwards, right? They'd start with a 200% extension, and then the next wave would give you half of that. Okay. So I've been babbling for a little bit here, but I wanted to show that just to give a relationship of you measured this in log. So let's go ahead and measure this in log. And our 61.8 gives us a relative target of around 33 cents, okay, for this low to break. And partner leg to this, all right? If we put it all together, like I said, in a wave 2, you're looking for a 3-wave move, okay, however you count it. In the end, 1,000 freaking zigzags in here that are combining with each other to make these gigantic double or triple zigzag, okay. In the end, what we want it to look like is a big 3-wave move, okay. That's what we want it to look like in the end to complete our wave 2. All right. And it doesn't have to bottom at the same time as Bitcoin. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Bitcoin could be putting its wave 2 in whenever this hasn't even got to its 1 yet. All right, so many things can happen. But that's just, and that's why I evaluate each individual asset on its own merit. Okay. So that's where we stand. A wave 2 is either complete, unlikely, or about to be complete, more likely. 33 cents-ish in the target. That'll put us down into this profile here. All right. And now for the reveal of why this is one of my more favorite coins. Because in Elliott wave, wave 3 is 9 times out of 10 your most powerful impulsive wave. Okay. So we are about to enter a 3. All right, at least we assume that, or we could get another extension, 1, 2, right? But for now, we're going to make the assumption that we've already started counting our extension. So this is our 3 essentially. Okay, we've started our wave 3. Now what we're doing is we're about to enter the 3 of the 3. Okay. So if this is a 2, we've already started a 3, right? But this is just the 1 of the 3. This right here is the 1 of the 3. So what we're about to enter, in my opinion, is the 3 of the 3, which is just gonna knock. It's just gonna knock your socks off. Okay, just gonna knock your socks off. We can talk about. Let's see here. We can take a quick fib measurement just to give an idea of where this guy here is going to go, and then this guy here. Okay. So just an idea. 1, and what do we say, about 33 cents ish? I'm not going to get exact here. I'm just going to kind of point it in the right kind of area. All right. Boom. So this guy we would expect to come up here at the 1.618. That would be an expectation. Okay. In log. Right. So let's measure. And the problem is there's no real good way to measure the next one because we don't have a starting point. We can get close and have a guess, and that's about it. Right? Let's pop this one up here, this one up here. Okay. And that gives us the same spot for that. Look at that. Pretty close here. Just guesstimating where this would have started, right? We get a 2.618 here. And so then this guy you're going to want up here. Okay. And this is what we're looking at for Cardano, people. Okay. Are they Are they going to be exact? And this is probably it's going to be way over here because you're going to do this, right? And then you still have more to go after that because you're going to get this, and then you're going to get that one way up there somewhere. Who knows, right? So I mean, that's what we're looking at here, and that's why it's one of my favorite coins, because all signs are pointing to we're entering this, okay, and then this should be flat, okay. So your buy down here should never break ever again, and that's what I love about it. Okay, so I mean, look at what you can get, assuming these targets hold up, right? If you bought it, say, I don't know, hell, you bought now, right? You're looking at what is that, 300,000%, and it's crazy, right? Crazy. Now, is it going to happen? I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be measuring in log, right? Maybe we should be measuring in linear, but it's just throwing that out there on the table, okay? Point of the matter is it's going to blow this one out of the water, okay? And if you take that at a minimum and drag it in log, okay, you're going to be bigger than that, and with that one, you're expecting 58 bucks if you buy it at 50 cents. Okay, and that's just a 1-to-1. So let's keep all that in perspective. For this, you're looking at two grand, call it $1,900, $1,700, right, to finish this wave, right? And you bought it 50 cents. Goodness gracious almighty, right? So that's what I'm looking at for Cardano, and that's why it's one of my favorites. So on that note, I'll end this stream here. This is my account. Love it or hate it. Until next time, so long.